Hi everyone. So I have been meaning to share this for months, as is the case with everything with me. But this is a new offering that I'm launching, and I am so excited to offer it. I spent so much time really sitting with it and getting it right and sitting in ceremony myself so that I could offer this to you. This is Cacao Ceremonies, and I'm so excited about it. So some of you might be wondering, what is cacao? Cacao is a sacred plant medicine, and it is a heart opener. So maybe some of you have heard of other plant medicines like ayahuasca or something like that. Maybe some of you have participated in them. Cacao is very similar. Cacao also has a spirit that we work with in ceremony, but unlike ayahuasca, cacao is a much gentler plant medicine. So it's very unlikely that you will puke your guts out in ceremony or that it will come out the other end, as some of you may have experienced. Whereas ayahuasca really leads through the dark, cacao leads through the light. So I've spent these past few months working with her, this plant medicine and her spirit, and seeing what we have to offer for all of you. So I want to give some backstory on how I came here in the first place. Any of you who know me personally know that I am obsessed with chocolate. It's almost a little embarrassing how obsessed I am with chocolate. It was my birthday recently. I was getting a chocolate body wrap done. Yeah, that's a thing, and you should do it. But as the lady was painting chocolate on my feet, I was like, oh, it's so nice. It feels so good. It smells so nice. And she was like, yeah, I bet it's the first time you've had chocolate on your feet. And I was like, actually, no. So chocolate has not only been special for me in my life as a healer before I even knew of it as a plant medicine, but also through my lineage. All of the women in my family also have this kind of obsession through my mom's line. My mom has to have 3 hot chocolates every day. I mean, she's very strict about what she puts in them, but even if it's 100 degrees outside, she needs one, and it just calms her down. You can physically see the difference. My great-grandmother, who was a badass, she had polio. She sang in a speakeasy. She's awesome. But later in her life, she would make her husband go to Baskin Robbins, and every night she would have a scoop of the chocolate mousse royale ice cream. So there's just things like that. When I first encountered chocolate, many other backstory. When I was little, my mom decided that it would be a good idea to tell me that candy was fruit. So for probably the first 4 years of my life, I believed it. So we'd go to the grocery store and she'd be like, let's go to the candy aisle. And we go to the produce section. Of course, that can only last for so long. And I think my life really changed when I was with her friend and business partner, and her business partner gave me a piece of C's candies for the first time. My mom was like, your face. I knew it was over. It was over. So chocolate has always been something that like calms me down and that I turn to when I'm in intense situations, but I never thought anything much of it. Until recently, I've really been wanting to participate in a cacao ceremony and all of these things, and a training came up, and I was so called to it, even though I'd never drank a cup of actual cacao in my life. So I followed the prompting because it kept slapping me in the face, and here we are. So what is the difference between cacao and chocolate? Because they're not the same thing. Cacao is like the of chocolate. So cacao looks like a powder, but it's not cocoa powder. It's not your grandmother's hot chocolate. This is ceremonial grade cacao. So what that means is it has been produced in a very special way with a lot of integrity and intention throughout the entire process. The cacao that I use is sourced from sustainably from the forest in Peru. And this is not like a plantation. This is cacao growing in the wild that has never been touched by any human hands or chemical GMOs or anything. It is the purest form, straight from Mama Earth to ourselves. Additionally, with the cacao that I purchase, there's a special blessing placed on each batch, meaning that each batch of cacao kind of can have not only different flavors, but also different intentions behind it. And it's really the intention that makes it so special and the process that goes behind it. So why would you even use cacao in the first place? Some of the benefits of cacao is it will actually increase blood flow to your brain by 40%. So a lot of people come to use it when they're stuck creatively. A lot of people use it when they need motivation, but it can also be used to really calm down and ease anxiety. I use it a lot to take space and time for myself and to explore my relationship and connection with the universe. I use it to get answers. I use it to feel seen and held. And every time it really delivers. So those are some of the benefits of it. But here's what happens in a ceremony. So what we do is we take this cacao and I will mail you your own little packet. This is a single serve one. I have a much bigger one at home. It's 5 pounds. It's amazing. And I'm almost all the way through it. But I will mail you your own single serving packet and you will prepare the cacao and I will send instructions with how to do that beforehand and set up your ceremony space to make it really special to you. But when we sit in ceremony, we always open with an opening blessing for the cacao, inviting her spirit in, and also a bit of an intention setting exercise to kind of infuse your cacao with what you need most. Additionally, after that, sometimes we'll go through breath work or a meditation practice. And then moving from there, it's really me opening up to the spirit of cacao and whatever you need and your energy needs in that moment. So many of you who have experienced my energy healing, this is very different. Cacao is the healer here. I'm really stepping back and creating this sacred space and doing things to activate her, however she needs to be activated. It's really this combining this incredible spirit of this plant medicine with your own heart medicine and what you need at the time so that you can open up and give and receive from the world in a deeper way. Cacao herself has been known to release emotions. And yes, she might lead through the lighter side, but I've found she's very sassy, as is with many of our guides and spirits. She can kick you in the butt when you need it. So this ceremony time is really a time for you to sit and receive as I open up my spiritual toolbox and throw in things. We might throw in some tarot. We might throw in a little bit of movement practice. We might throw in journeying. We might throw in even some Akashic records opening. It's really opening to what your body needs. And that's why these ceremonies cost more than my normal sessions, is because I take an extreme amount of time to connect with your energy, to prepare beforehand, to download and receive what you need in ceremony. So I'm working with your energy for like 4 days leading up to it. So it's a really sacred time. And it also covers the shipping and cost of the cacao as well. Ceremonies are about an hour and a half. It usually takes about 30 minutes for cacao to activate in your system, depending on who you are. After the ceremony, you can continue to have experiences. Some people experience really vivid dreams. Some people experience just extreme motivation and creativity. And some people just fall asleep. But it's really creating that sacred space and container for cacao to work with and through you. So that's what happens in a ceremony. And ceremonies can be structured in a few different ways. So I do offer one-on-one individual ceremonies. I also offer group ceremonies. So if this is something you want to do or explore with your significant other, or maybe your group of friends, or even your coworkers, if you want to go there, you can. This is a great way to do that. And it almost is really special when you have more people in a ceremony, because you can share more and get more from it, especially in sharing at the end. And it's combining all of these energies together, which is also really special. But if you need that one-on-one attention, individual ceremony is the way to go. So those are the things that I offer right now. These ceremonies will start, I believe the first opening is March 17th. I do them on Sundays and Wednesdays usually. And it's a good thing to know that right now I'm only offering them to people in the US just because of shipping time and all of those things. So if you are in the UK or in Bali or Australia or another country, they do source there. I just have to check on the timing. So if you want to do a ceremony with me, just email me, let me know, and we'll figure out all the details. Because of that, I do require you to book your ceremony at least a week in advance because it gives me time to prepare, and it also gives me time to ship your cacao to you. Also should be known that if you're drinking cacao, please check with your medical practitioner if you're taking any medications or if you're pregnant. Just always check to make sure it's okay with you and your body. It is a gentle plant medicine, but it's always good to get the sign off. Let's see, anything else? I think that's mostly everything. I'll attach my website page, which explains a lot of that information. If you have any questions for me, feel free. Just email me, let me know. I'm really excited about this. I've also been really nervous about this. So it's time, and I can't wait to work with you in this new way and see all the magic that this opens up.